This Tamil film has all the elements so well balanced that even Thanos will be happy. Let's talk about. Hello guys, I'm Nona and today we're talking about the Tamil blockbuster of the year, Dragon, written and directed by Ashwath Marimuthu. We actually had a fun live watch along of the film on the React channel, and I know it should have been a theater watch, but sadly when it released I was away for some family marriage and I missed it. Now I do remember when the trailer dropped and it gave a very different vibe to it, almost like just a college story, which may be very problematic, but this film flipped everything over. This film is a package of so much entertainment with clear messaging and tackling the social norm. The clarity of the intention behind the film is clear from start to the end. Every piece comes together so perfectly. Not a single moment wasted. It's like a well-oiled machine, which is so precise and on point. And I think what helps it a lot is that the director understands the world that he's building in the film. The journey of the youth, the problems they face, the dilemmas they have. That experience makes him go deep into the understanding of what youth faces. And at no point it feels like, how the older generation directors think what the youth is like, when it becomes very superficial. And over that, it's not an ego boosting of the director that the youth are perfect and everything they're doing is right. Instead, the film is actually showing where they're going wrong and how to get on the right path, how to enable them to understand their world better, how to help them out, but also have a lot of fun. And how is all this accomplished? With a very good screenplay. It is so well written with so many unpredictable plot points, which I never saw coming. And that's because they don't reveal a lot in the trailer. It's almost like a misdirect. And that's a very good and underrated thing because so much fun is retained for the film that we as audience don't know where the story is gonna go. Unlike the trailers where the structure of the film is just given out. So you're sitting there watching the film and figuring out where it's going. And the pacing of the plot is almost flawless. All of this actually reminds me of Three Idiots, which is a bible for a great screenplay, where every scene matters, because each movement is leading to something else in the story. The editing of this film adds so much flavor to it. The visual palette has this youthful feel to it, but also the way we go through the story. One example is where we see the breakup happen first, then we get a song about the breakup, but we go through the montage of how they both met at the first place. And that is so refreshing. Then sitting there and watching how they first met, how they fell in love, then what went wrong, and then they broke up. Such a great way to condense all the information. This is called efficient filmmaking and I love that. Then one more example. When a character is out of the college, we jump ahead few years and we directly cut to a character going to office. There's no other setup, no other establishment, nothing. Even we don't know if he's really going to office or not. And then we see that he crashes at a friend's place and that's what he's been doing for all these years. Again, we get a montage of how he spends his time and from there we directly go to the breakup. And all of this information is enough for us to understand that that's what he's been going through these years. And it works perfectly. Now the star of the film is Pradeep Ranganathan. His performance just elevates this film. He brings that youthfulness, which makes this character, this film, more relatable. I love his expressions, the way he gets frustrated. It just feels so real. And that's why we connect with him. Wherever he's stuck in a situation, we are behind him. When he's doing something wrong, we are cursing him. When he ends up in trouble, we worry about him. And that's the best protagonist you can have. And the writing adds a lot to it. Whenever he takes a wrong decision, he will face the karma. He will face the consequences. And he has to learn his way through it. And because we are watching a flawed character, it never becomes very preachy. Most of the times our hero is always right, but someone else is making these mistakes and the hero is teaching him a lesson. That's not a case here at all. This point is one of the reasons I really enjoy Vijay's Master, because even there he's playing a flawed character who's going through an arc. I think the whole cast did a really good job. The casting for the parents were spot on. Mysskin as the principal worked wonderfully. GVM also delivered. And both the girls, Anupama Parameswaran and Kayadu Lohar, they were not just being treated as love interests, but had more depth to them. First of all, they both look lovely and they performed to the point, but especially Kirti, because her character arc was interlinked with Raghavan. I was having this thought that will they bring them together again by the end, but how maturely the film handles it between these two and how it talks about moving on, about the guilt you have. It is so refreshing to see. The overall messaging of the film, how we are so ungrateful to our parents, to everything they do for us, how the shortcuts in life will never work. One day will come where you will face karma. You will never be in peace. The guilt of selflessly taking someone else's chance. The film drives all these points so logically. We see the rise you can get taking the wrong path, but also how temporary it is, and the fall from there will be much steeper. And even by the end of the film, where a hero has accepted his mistake, it's not gonna be super easy that he'll be just back at the top. No, he has to work harder. The struggle will continue because that's the part of the journey. These are very small things when you're telling such a story, where if you get them wrong, suddenly the whole messaging of the film can change and it can become a bit problematic. So it amazes you when the film gets each point right. Now there are some things which personally I had a different thought about. One is the fascination of the principle that it says that degree matters and without degree no one should be successful. successful, something like this. Now in the context of the film, he got a fake degree, which is wrong, and that's why he should not get successful. But I don't believe in the idea that only getting a degree and getting that qualification you can become someone big in life or become successful in life. I think there are plenty of examples where even without a degree, without a qualification, you can make it big. Now of course you don't want to propagate the idea that leave education and start working and you'll become something. That's not the point at all. Even to become something, you have to learn, you have to study. It's just that the idea that you need to have a degree or a qualification on the best institute, only that matters. That's what I don't believe in. Now I'm sure I missed a lot of cultural things in the film. Like I was told that some of the characters in the film are actually YouTubers, which I of course wouldn't know. Now I would say for my personal taste, the film is a bit over the top and loud. At many moments there were some dialogues, at least from the subtitles, which felt like very spoon feeding. Lines where it doesn't feel like the character is saying it, but the writer of the film is trying to sum up the whole film and making the character say it. Now none of this is a criticism for the film because the style, it's very intended. I personally may have different preference, but at its core, the whole film really works and it's so enjoyable. And I'm glad the film did so well at the box office and got so much acceptance because Tamil cinema really needed it after a disastrous year they had. Check out this video to know more. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and I will see you next time.